My name is Wendy Briggs. Hi Connie and Jim, thank you so much for what you do, the gazing for us. It's just wonderful. I've been very ill with the flu recently, and today, of all days, I feel completely out of balance with this flu. It's really been very hard. However, after the gazing, I felt completely back in my body and balanced, and it was quite lovely to come back. And unusual for me, I generally see one of the masters, two of the masters superimposed on Connie when the gazing's on. But I didn't today, but that doesn't mean to say it won't happen in the future again. Thank you so much.
Hi Connie and Jim, it's Gary here. Just finished another gazing session. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the work that you're doing, and I just want to talk about some of the experiences that I've had. For the first quantum gazing, driving up, we drive about 30 minutes before we get here. My whole crown chakra was just really going off and very intense. And I knew there was something happening. I just wasn't too sure what was going on. And so we arrived at the quantum gazing and sat down. And then during gazing, I could see Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, Gandhi, Vivekananda, Yogananda, and a lot of other masters I didn't recognise, all actually in the room and working around. And Sai Baba was actually doing some psychic surgery on my head, hence the feelings I could feel before. Every gazing since, I've always seen the presence of these masters and spirits, especially Sai Baba, always directing and overseeing the whole process. It's quite amazing. Since starting the gazing, all our wishes as far as business and emotional issues and whatever have all sort of levelled out, and life is a lot happier, and my heart is wide open. And the healing work that I've been doing, I've asked for that to be intensified, and that has just really gone through the roof. It's been amazing. The energy in my hands has been very strong, really full of light, and the work that I've been doing is just really helped others. So you've helped me help others, and I want to thank you very much.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to have gazing. I'd just like to tell you of my experiences this morning. As I sat waiting for it to begin, I imagined or felt a column of white light coming down above my head into my skull, and the whole of my skull was prickling with little tiny needles. And that continued right through until the gazing commenced. When the gazing commenced, as always, I felt this lovely expansion of my heart and a lot of love in the heart area. I always do, and it's a wonderful feeling. And then we went into our 10-minute meditation, and that was when things really started to happen for me. I saw this wonderful hot pink colour in my inner vision, which then changed to a very deep purple, and I was sitting with both my hands palms up on my upper thighs, and without any movement on my own volition, my left hand started slowly to rise, and very, very slowly, I had no control over it whatsoever. It came to rest like that against my heart, and this hand moved slightly, and the fingers changed so that they became like this, pointing down, which was reminiscent of pictures that I had seen of Jesus Christ standing like this, one hand on the heart and his other hand pointing down. And I was very aware of a great energy of love and the Christ energy. I was very aware of that presence. And it was very emotional. I felt very, very filled with love. Just a beautiful experience. and I thank you very much for the grace that it has given me. Thank you.
Hello Connie and Jim, it's Alex. I'm here from Jan's Gazing Group in Dunsborough. Just letting you know how I felt and what happened today. On coming an hour or so before, it's my dad's birthday today, and who is deceased, and I had quite an emotional outburst of basically feeling I missed him and that I didn't spend enough time with him before he died. He died of Parkinson's and dementia quite young, 70. So that was a bit of an emotional release before I came, but when I was doing the gazing I noticed I could see his eyes in Jim quite a few times, which was nice. It was reassuring. I did have quite a release from my right side. I've just had spinal surgery inside internally, which was nice, and sort of an opening of a release of pain, whether it was pain from cells, memory, or pain from pain. I've been through quite a few life experiences in the last year and adjustments. I also felt opening in my heart, and the heartfelt love and the space for children when I heard of talking about the baby with Rowana and her child, and basically feel that I want to send the piece to the Myanmar children, which I've been following the last couple of months. But all in all, I thank you very much for letting me share it and be a part of it. Thank you. Oh, and the eyes, yes. I saw Connie's eyes were beautiful with the love, and that brought me, yes, into tears. It was so beautiful. Thank you.
Here I am, James Young, again. As you know, I've been organising gazings right from the very first in 2011 up to now. It's probably 6 years. I've been to many gazings and organised quite a few gazings too also. But my experience with gazing is different from others. I don't see things, I don't feel anything, and I don't have any special feelings or whatever. But I know that the energy is with me. I've got the energy, and the energy helped me in a lot of different ways. Not like other people have. I have this healed, I have my this and that sorted. Yeah. But my benefits from gazing probably is actually most important to me. Is the most significant benefit is this energy actually helped me a lot in my everyday work in the office. It's actually I'm very stressful in the office. The everyday work is the, work, the demand and the people I have to deal with, and also the attitude of not allowing to make mistakes. And that puts some invisible pressure on me. That see that every time, because life is never smooth, and every time I come across this, I have to face this situation. First thing I thought of is to ask God to be with me and help me go through this another episode, and I hope He could just smoothen it for me and find a solution for me. And I found that, yeah, all the time when I think I've reached the dead end of the street, there's no way out, and miracles happen all the time, every time, and it's that whatever comes out, whatever the solution comes out, is totally out of my expectation, totally out of my imagination, and that's that the distinct energy that that I know and I feel that it's working on me. And but since I've been attending and organizing gazing for so long, I know the energy is with me and it's helping me in where I want to go. And which is the amazing thing is help me to carry through all these years. And I'm so very grateful for that. And just about today's gazing that I had with you, and I had I had the usual 3 wishes, and I actually never put any emphasis on my wishes. Every gazing that I made, that I would just make like 3 wishes. I leave it to God to take care of it, and most of the time, after the gazing, I actually forgotten what 3 wishes I made. But today, it is something actually I needed it to happen to me, and I'm very anxious too. And I can say myself I'm a very calm person, but sometimes I do have anxiety and like an ordinary person. And this first wish that I had is very very anxious, and I made it. And as usual, I threw it away. I forgot about it, and we went through the whole gazing. And so when the gazing finished, and so I go back to my laptop to sort things out, and my mobile phone is right next to the laptop, so I mean, I just pick it up and have a look. You know what? The answer to my first wish came through. The email came through, and I checked the arrival time of the email. It's 2 minutes after we bid goodbye to each other. That's amazing. And I look at it. Ooh, I'm normally a very calm person. I don't get too exaggerated or excited on something that actually happened. But this time I'm actually very, very excited. I couldn't wait to tell Catherine and a few of the friends that they knew about my anxiety about this. And it was good.
Hello, Connie and Jim. It's Jan again. Thank you so much for being in my life. I'm not too sure which gazing this was at Dunsborough this time. I think it was probably the 6th. Anyway, it's been the most wonderful journey with you guys, and darling Catherine is always telling me the changes in me since the beginning. But anyway, I'll sort of reiterate what I shared with you today, and perhaps a little bit more as little bits and pieces sort of come back to one after we've spoken to you, after it's all over. But today, the first thing I was very aware of was that I could feel this warm energy, and it felt like a very round ball, and that actually did feel like gold energy for some reason, and it was in my ear, and it was very soft and warm. And it's interesting because I have this 70% deafness in that ear, and wear a hearing aid because of that. And I actually assumed that this ball was a voice trying to whisper something, but I truly do not know if that's the actual truth or not. And perhaps it was a ball of healing energy for that ear. So this is me now in my head, not really getting a real knowing of what it really was. So that was the first thing that happened for me. And then down the track, I was aware of very, very strong energy in my body pulsating through. And then a bit later on, I was seeing this beautiful bright pink energy. I actually, because it's a cerise coloured pink, I usually call it Reiki pink, because that was the first time around 1990 that I ever saw that colour. So a very bright pink energy. And then immediately following on behind that energy, it was like they were moving together somehow, was a very bright and deep purple energy. Around the TV, the whole area of the TV, was quite a dark energy, which was like a bluey coloured energy really. But I remember hearing Ken, who's spoken earlier, speak of that as he was trying to change a grey energy. And perhaps this blue that I saw did have an element of grey to it, but to my eyes it was more blue than grey. So normally I see a lot of gold energy, and especially with Connie. Today I really didn't see that with Connie or with anybody or anywhere. But bearing in mind, James had done Agnihotra first thing in the morning and also last thing last night at sunset. So sunset and sunrise, both of those things were happening. And James had also done a Ganesh puja in my meditation room. So whether that had any bearing on these energy colours, I'm not sure. Also, at one stage, when the energy was so powerful coming from above my head and down into me and down through my neck to some degree, I was very aware that I was actually, as I call it, going. And it's type of like going into a trance. I've never actually allowed myself to totally go with it. I usually bring myself back. And today especially, I definitely didn't want to somehow take off in that sense. Perhaps it was going to be the best one of all, the bilocating. But to me it was something familiar that happens, and it's like going into a trance. And my head, my eyes sort of like flutter and close-ish a bit. And then my head sort of flicks back and my neck sort of does a bit of a crack and a crick. And so that was sort of what happened at that time. Yeah, the overwhelming sense of peace and love was with me. I just remember at one stage thinking to myself, wow, I feel such peace. I just want to stay in this forever. Can I have this as a forever feeling? So that was very much what it was like for me. It was a beautiful, beautiful feeling. It always is. But these things today were quite different. Oh, and the other thing I did share with you when we were doing sharing was that a few days ago, late at night, I was standing in my kitchen and I saw somebody flit by, which quite often I do see in this house. I'm always quite aware of different, I suppose, beings, you know, and I couldn't pick up a colour with this, but it was like a shadow. And I noticed it flit by and I sort of said, who's that? And I knew it wasn't Swami. I knew it wasn't Satyasai Baba, because I always see him in the form of orange. But this time it was just like a shadow, very fleeting. And then I had to look to the left of me, which was actually into my laundry, and there I saw an area of energy which was about a metre square or a metre in a right rectangle, and then shorter on the sides. And that colour was a magnificent blue. I guess it was sort of sky blue with a twinge of aqua mixed into it. So that was actually my experience leading up to the gazing and then during the gazing. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow morning, as sometimes the day after the gazing I have all these violet white light beams just beaming into my bedroom as I wake up. So you have no idea how blessed I feel that you have come into my life. I'm so very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all the beings and masters, the whole retinue that come in with you.